Hey everyone, I just wanted to go over a problem from homework 6.4. Let's take a look at number 9, where you have to find the equation given the graph, which wasn't fully covered in your note packet, so I thought I would just try one out on the homework. So let's do number 9. It gives you a graph, and then you're asked to find the equation. You have to type it in here. And the key is it can be of any of these forms, but D is the least positive possible value. Otherwise, there could be like an infinite number of answers. So that makes it just one answer that way. So let's blow this up and try it out. So what I'm looking for is either a sine pattern or a cosine pattern. Which one is closest to the y-axis, right? So I notice if I start looking right here, a sine pattern starts, right? Because it goes up and then back up, okay? So I want to use sine, and there's going to be a phase shift here, right? So things I'm looking for are, what is the period? What is the amplitude? What's the phase shift? Is there a vertical shift? Those are the 4 key features that I'll need to create my equation. So I'll just talk them through now, and then I can start writing them down in a minute. But things I'm noticing, first, a complete cycle starts here and ends at that same spot. So this is one cycle they're showing us, and it's from 0 to 2 pi. So the period is 2 pi, okay? The amplitude, the max is 1 and the minimum -1. So there's an amplitude of 1. There is no vertical shift because it's centered right at 0, right? So it's not above or below the x-axis or something like that. And then the phase shift to the right, pi/6 units. Okay, those 4 pieces of information is what I need to create the equation. So let me go to my notepad now and write those things down and see if we can get the answer, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here on my notepad, I have the general equation for a sine wave. I identified it as a sine wave because it went up and then down and then back up, right? So what I have to figure out is the A, B, C, and D, okay? And that depends on my, depends on the things I identified from the graph, right? For one, I knew that the amplitude was equal to 1, okay? What that tells you is that amplitude is A, and your function A is equal to 1, okay? The next thing I identified was that the period was equal to 2 pi. Now, B has to do with period, but it's not equal to the period. So I can't just simply go B equals 2 pi. I wish that would be nice and simple, but there's a formula, right? What I have to do now is take the formula 2 pi over B and set it equal to what I identified from the graph as the length of a cycle, which is 2 pi, and then solve that equation, right? So in solving that equation, the technique in general, this one you might be able to just do in your head, but in general, you're just going to multiply both sides by B, right? And then that cancels the B on this side. Then you're left with 2 pi equals 2 pi B. And then now just divide both sides by 2 pi to get B by itself. Right? And we'll see if that's equal to 1. Right? Where, that's a good one just to maybe just remember, like if period is 2 pi, then B is 1. Right? So let's put that in red to be, there we go. B is equal to 1. Right? That all cancels. 2 pi divided by 2 pi, 1. Okay. Next is phase shift. We identified phase shift as pi/6 to the right. Phase shift pi/6 to the right. That's the D. Right? So D is equal to pi/6. Okay. Lastly, we have vertical shift. Vertical shift was 0. That's the C in the equation. So C is equal to 0. Okay, so now I've identified A, B, C, and D, just going through each one, and then now put them all into the function and see what we got, and then simplify, right? So let's see, we've got f of x equal to, the C is 0, A was 1, sine, B was 1, x minus nd pi over 6. Okay, and then this simplifies a lot. So I don't need the 0 and I don't even need the 1. So this is just sine. If I distribute that 1, it doesn't change what's inside the parentheses. That's just going to be x minus pi over 6. And then that's it. Okay. So maybe that was a lot more work than you needed to do, but that's generally how you're going to do these, because sometimes the graph has a lot more as far as amplitudes and periods and phase shifts and that kind of thing. All right. Should we check our answer? Never know. Let's try this and see if we're right, and then we'll be done. Go back to the problem. Okay. We'll type it in. So y equals sine. I need a set of parentheses. I can just do my parentheses, and then I'm going to do x minus, quick trick is pi for pi divided by 6, close parenthesis. Ooh, arrow over, close parenthesis, and then check it. And the computer likes it, so we're happy. Okay, I hope that helps. Send questions my way if you have any. Talk to you later.